Hello and welcome to today's Stock Watch. So the pharmaceutical sector has been hit recently with the freezing of COVID trials due to safety concerns. Earlier this week, Johnson & Johnson said it was paused of its experimental COVID-19 vaccination after one participant developed an adverse reaction. The company said it was not immediately clear what caused the reaction in the participant or whether it was linked to the vaccination and would not give further details of what the safety concerns were. This comes on the back of the company reporting quarterly financial results. The drug maker said sales for the third quarter grew 1.7% from the same period in 2019 to $21.1 billion. Adjusted earnings per share grew also at 3.8% to $2.20. However, since the news broke of the action taken by Johnson & Johnson, the market has gapped downwards by over 2%. Teva Pharmaceuticals are another company that could potentially hit the headlines soon enough due to their sector. Their stock trades at $9 currently, and it is down 4% overall this year. It's also down 30% from the pre-COVID high of $13 seen in February. However, since then, Teva stock has gained 25% from the low of $7 seen since the pandemic hit. It had a nice recovery as the Fed stimulus largely put investor concerns about the near-term survival of companies to rest. So we took a look at Johnson & Johnson last week due to the recent lawsuits that they had to pay out. But what I want to look at the moment is a intraday chart. So I put it down the 2-hour chart at the moment. So here we can see the gap. I'll just highlight that for you. Here we can see the gap on the opening where the news came that the trials have been halted. So what I'm seeing at the moment with the assistance of the Ichimoku cloud is that prices are now roughly touching the cloud, which indicates there could be either a bounce or there could be engulfed in the cloud. But what I've seen on the momentum indicator is a hidden recent bullish divergence, which could propel prices back up into the zone of $150 to $151 to fill the gap that it made due to the fundamental news coming out. So basically what I'll be looking at in the next couple of sessions is if I just zoom in a bit more, if we can bounce off this cloud here and then propel the prices back up to possibly the base and conversion levels. So I'm looking at the moment roughly about $150, which is at this mark here. And then if we can push through there, then I don't see why with the strong earnings report that Johnson & Johnson can't reclaim its $152 to $153 level over the next few sessions. So this is what I'll be looking out for. So a look on Teva now, and what I wanted to accentuate was the V-shaped recovery from the pandemic. It hit a nice resistance level at this point, and it couldn't attempt it any further as we've seen a bit of a downside on this bias upside here, which was hitting the lower border of the cloud. So what I want to do, again like Johnson & Johnson, is zoom into the intraday chart. So the 2-hour chart shows the most recent attempt at a break on the descending trend line that we pointed out on the daily chart. And now the bias is clearly on the downside. There has been an attempt to push higher roughly around the $10 area. However, we slipped into the lower $9 area here with a slight divergence showing that there could be a little bit more to go on the downside. So I just want to zoom in to get a better perspective on this cloud formation here, because what I want to really see is if on the next session it doesn't bounce off this cloud and goes further into it, roughly on the very low $9 range and even past $9, then we could see further attempts at the recent lows not so long ago on the back end of September at the $8.50 range. So what I'll be looking at in the next few sessions is if we can stay away from the cloud, bounce off it perhaps, and start trading between the base and conversion zone, which would indicate a breakout back onto the upside. And then we can see further momentum being given roughly around the $10 marks. This is a very good psychological level to look out for in the next few trading sessions. So that's all from me today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them on the video and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.